1, 2, 3, clap. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, waiting patiently for their leg muscles to return from the war, that's Brogan Hastings.
And over in Australia, receiving a Dear John letter, it's Wayne's knee on the leg of Wayne Giovinazzi.
I was so confused for a second because it's like, where's the part about my knee? Are you actually delivering me this news now? Is this for real? But yeah, we're both pretty fucked up, aren't we?
Yeah, for different reasons.
Yeah, but both leg reasons, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So yours is directly related to something which you can pinpoint the reason why, and that reason why is Nick Tangeman.
Oh, 100%. Nick Tangeman is the devil.
Satanus himself.
So, what's that TikTok sound where it's like Satanus Lucius Behemoth? I don't know that one, but it's all pictures of Nick.
I did see, was it, we're not going to talk about it during Art Talk because I just remembered it now and we didn't write it down, and it's relevant to Dr. Nick, but you did something after, it was on Twitter, like Hellraiser-esque, wasn't it? What was it? Yeah,
we were talking about the fact that none of us can feel our legs, specifically me and Chris cannot feel our legs, and Chris replied to one of my tweets saying something along the lines of, I don't like this box of delights that Nick Tangeman has opened for me, with a gif from Hellraiser.
Yes, yeah.
And so I drew Pinhead as Nick as Pinhead.
Yes, but yep. See, that means, well, no, yeah, I'm sure he is reveling in this pain that he is inflicting. Yeah, he must. Do you reckon that is the only reason why the Mental Fit Challenge exists, is not to help people, but it's for his own sadistic gains?
Yes.
Okay, you heard it
I
here
say
first,
this with
folks.
a lot of love and respect for Nick.
I think we like Nick. We can say that.
He has a great beard.
This podcast has slowly turned from being a Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy Joe Bartholomew loving podcast to a Nick podcast, hasn't it?
I mean, I think there's two very different things there. The fact that, we're always very, positive and loving about King Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy Joe Bartholomew Esquire.
Yeah.
Whereas with Nick, we're like, that man is the devil with a great beard.
From Iowa.
Nonetheless.
Speaking of Satan and the devil and everything, have you seen the trailer for the new Evil Dead Rise movie?
I haven't, no.
No. We've talked about Evil Dead before, but what have you seen film-wise in the Evil Dead series and TV series?
All the films and the first series of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Okay,
I've not got around to watching the rest yet.
Right. So you've seen I think it was 2013 film then as well?
That's the most recent one I've watched.
Yeah. Yep. So this is, I think it's meant to be a direct sequel to that, but I'm not too sure. Kind of like how Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, well, I was going to say kind of like how Evil Dead 2 is a direct sequel to Evil Dead 1, but it's not really, because Evil Dead 2 is sort of like a retelling of Evil Dead 1 and then Evil Dead 2 added on the end.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 is a remake, let's be honest.
Yeah. The way that I was told from my brother, who's like, all right, we're going to watch Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. So what's going to happen is we're going to watch Evil Dead 1, enjoy it as a film, then forget everything you just saw, take it out of your mind, never remember it. Now we're going to watch Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Evil Dead 1 is not required viewing. In the sense of chronology. Let me finish. In the sense of chronology.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That
is acceptable.
So, yeah, because I watched Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness before I saw Evil Dead, because the 2 and 3 are age-rated lower than Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, they are.
So my cousin got
especially.
Me. Yeah, so Ronnie got me them for one of my birthdays. That I could
Stepping
watch them at, and I had to wait. I know. And then I had to wait another couple of years before I could get Evil Dead.
Yep. Which it's probably tamer, really. Evil Dead 1.
I mean, there's I don't think the tree scene is in
you're right.
Evil Dead 2.
That would probably be why. Yeah. And it is also, there's no focus on comedy in Evil Dead 1.
Exactly.
Whereas number 2, it gets a bit campy, and number 3 is a straight up horror comedy. It's not even horror, really, is it? I don't know what you...
No. Yeah. It's a creepy comedy.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Before the new one comes out, see, the new one comes out on April 21st, I think, is what it is. And I have no desire to go and see it at a cinema.
Oh, really?
Really, I have no desire to go to a cinema for anything.
That's true.
Really, it's if I've with the size of my room and the size of my TV, where my lounge is situated, it's like having a giant movie screen in front of me anyway. I've got a decent sound system. My lounge chair reclines, and the floors aren't, well, let's say the floors aren't as sticky as a movie theater. So
Yeah.
I can have a better experience at home. I think the last movie I saw in the cinema was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic 2, and that was in America. And that's because it was in whatever it's called now, Grauman's Chinese Theater, whatever the Chinese theater is in LA.
Yeah.
So, and before that, the last movie I saw in the cinema was Sonic the Hedgehog. So,
yeah, the last one I saw was Dragon Ball Superhero. And that's because I was killing time.
Yeah.
Before I was doing something. But I think half the point of going to the cinema isn't actually, I want to go and see this film.
Yeah.
It's, it's the people you're going with, it's the cinema you're going to, it's, I want an excuse to get popcorn.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone who doesn't get popcorn, so.
Okay, I was going to ask you about popcorn. Do you go for popcorn, or do you care for it at all? Because I'm not big on popcorn.
I'm not big on popcorn because the kernels get stuck in my teeth.
So, but do you like the taste of popcorn?
It's okay, sweet. It has to be sweet popcorn.
Okay.
And preferably, if I'm having it, like, probably not cinema popcorn. But if it was like a bag of popcorn that was covered in chocolate, I would probably have that.
Popcorn covered in chocolate? I have not seen popcorn covered in chocolate.
Have you not?
No. Are we talking like you got the full popped corn, not drizzled? You're saying like they've taken the popcorn, dipped it in chocolate, and the chocolate has set hard over the whole thing?
Yes.
Wow, okay. We need a cultural exchange drop for this, which we haven't got, because this is some cultural exchange shit going on.
Okay, added to the list of things to send to you / bring to you.
We may find some chocolate popcorn somewhere in our travels. I mean, just because I haven't seen it, I guess doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I suppose, if you're not looking for it. Because it's not the kind of thing I would go looking for.
What about like microwave popcorn? You got microwave popcorn?
Don't care for it.
Yeah. Like, I'll eat it if it's in front of me, but I'm not going out of my way to buy it. So it's one that we sell pre-popped in a bag, half caramel popcorn, half cheese popcorn in the same bag. I like that.
No.
Yeah, it's good.
No, not cheese popcorn.
And you can get sweet and salty.
The only good thing about popcorn is the sweetness.
Yeah, well, you get the sweet and salty popcorn, where half of it is like sweet powdery sugar, I think, and the other is salted.
I'm aware that people take salted popcorn, but it's still like, why would you do that to yourself? Why do you hate yourself so much that you're having salted popcorn?
What about butter on popcorn then?
I've never had butter on popcorn. I think that's a very American thing to do.
Buttered like at a cinema, if you're getting popcorn, they only sell buttered salty popcorn here, as far as I'm aware.
What?
Yeah, they got the big thing of popcorn that is sitting there. They scoop into it. Here you go. Here's your popcorn. That'll be $74.
Yeah, no. So with ours at the counter, the section is split into two halves. One is sweet and one is salted.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But there's no butter.
Interesting. It's not like in America where there's a butter pump or anything like that. It comes buttered. Like a microwave bag of popcorn. It's got like the butter and stuff inside it. So when it pops, it's covered in butter.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So what about, do you guys have choc tops as well? Is that a cinema treat? A choc top? No?
It may be called something different. I'm not aware of what a choc top is.
Or a choc bomb?
Nope.
No?
Don't
Okay,
know.
basically it's a ice cream on a cone, but it's like hard ice cream, not soft serve, covered in chocolate, like dippy cone style thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually have like different flavors. You don't have them?
Possibly, but they would be like individually wrapped.
Oh yeah, individually wrapped.
Like as in like a
Oh,
I don't know.
like if you're buying a Magnum or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
See,
I don't really
back
get
in the
ice cream
day-
at the cinema anyway.
yeah.
So I
But
don't
back
know.
in the day, they would quite often. I was under the impression that they would make them themselves or something, but I don't really know. All right. What about fancy cinemas? Like we've got things like called like Gold Class, where it does have the fully reclining seats, and there's like instead of just your movie snacks, you can like order meals and stuff like that, and alcohol. Anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, there are a couple of cinemas like that. One which went from the crappiest cinema to the best cinema. Still in the crappiest location.
Yeah.
Wester Hales cinema, which, you know, big fancy reclining seats and nice big screen, good food and stuff.
Yep.
But I've only been once. And I went with my dad to see Aquaman. I think I'm the only person that. Yeah, I think I'm the only person in the world that was excited for an Aquaman movie. But because Dad and I used to go and see the Star Wars films when they came out.
Okay.
So if there was an off year, we just went and saw something else.
Yep.
And that's one of the off years. And I just remember my dad wasn't feeling very well. He had like a cold or the flu or something. And still dragged himself out to this cinema. And I remember he spilled his popcorn. I was just like, oh man. I was like, oh, Dad.
But was it sweet or salty popcorn?
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so it sounds like the whole family is into the sweet popcorn stuff. You know what? We're going to put up a poll because we're not going to have an accent challenge poll this week because we're doing a different type of challenge. So the poll can be, do you prefer salty or sweet popcorn? That works.
Yeah. I think, I'm trying to think, my mum might go for salty popcorn. But, you know, probably because is salted popcorn healthier than sweet popcorn?
I don't think it's
lightly salted.
I think it's equally unhealthy for different reasons. So you've got the sweet popcorn, which is not good for the diabetes. Well, neither is the salty. It's just not as good for your blood pressure and that. Either way, it's not heart smart.
No.
Yeah.
Heart smart.
I discovered that my local cinema is gone.
What?
Yeah, in Joondalup, Grand Cinemas, whatever it's called. This is a chain, but walked past it the other day because I was going past the arcade called Time Zone, which are like arcade video games. And yeah, the building was empty. I was like, I wonder what movies are coming out. And there's no posters on the windows or anything. And yeah, it's just gone. It's like, wow, okay. What can we turn this place into? Maybe a rave disco or something? A discotheque?
Roller disco.
I think actually one of the reasons why I don't like going to the movies now is because of the last Evil Dead movie.
Oh, really?
From 2013. Now, it had very limited release in Australia, right? So limited that there was only one place in Perth that showed it for 2 nights, and that was it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, this is an Evil Dead movie. I'm going to have to go see it. Even though it's not Bruce Campbell or anything, like still involved, but I'm going to have to go and see Evil Dead. And it wasn't like a chain theater. It's closer to almost like an art house theater that was showing it. They would often show like cult classic movies and things like, because I think they're gone now as well. So they also had a competition, like a fancy dress competition, come dressed as something Evil Dead related, and there'd be prizes and that. So I'm like, all right. As we're aware, I had my homemade chainsaw hand and everything. I had the knockoff Nerf gun painted to look like a real gun, which was a bit iffy carrying that through the streets of Perth. But we were walking past the murder park, so it was a good idea to carry it with me. I only refer it to the murder park because my mum told me, like, the first time that I went out, it's like, don't walk through that park. We call it the murder park. I'm like, noted. And this is coming from someone in the know because she has murdered a lot of people in that park. But one reason why I've been put off from it is because I'm the only person with like a full fucking chainsaw arm. It's like, all right, if we tap you on the shoulder, that means you're going to be invited to come down to the front in the movie, before the movie, to be in part of the crowd voted costume competition. Nothing. No taps on my shoulders. Like, gee, thanks, fam. Whatevs. And then I think I might have gone out to get us some snacks or something, right? Mm-hmm. And I come back in, and it was a terrible, terrible smell. Like, gag worthy. I think it was either the row in front of us or a couple of rows in front. Kez filled me in. It's like, yep, there was a woman. She was very, very drunk already. She like brung up her guts. Spewed everywhere. And this is also ticketed seating. So you've got specific seats to sit in, right? Like, yep, you're that row, that number. Turns out that this person wasn't even meant to be in this cinema. They were meant to be in the one next door, like, because they were screening it in 2 cinemas at the same time. So someone else has had to sit there with this disgusting smell. Everything gets delayed because they're trying to clean it. It brings up it brings up my biggest fear of going on rides and roller coasters, right? It's like, what if I'm not going to be sick, but what if someone else is going to be sick? That is my fear.
That wasn't a fear I had until now.
It certainly should be. That should be everyone's fear. Like, look, odds are you're not going to die on a thrill ride. No. But I think there are higher odds of getting someone else's vomit all over you. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, not good at all. So I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped enjoying going to the cinema, because one, I was gypped. And also when everyone's going up, people around me like, go up. Like, no, they didn't tap me on the shoulder. So, but, oh well, that I don't have that anymore anyway. Got rid of it all in disgust. I was like, how dare they? Actually, that's not true. The chainsaw hand sat out the back of the house for a long, long time, and when I went to go deal with it, it was filled with spider webs. So
of course it fucking was.
It goes into the bin, into the trash,
burned.
Yeah. But about the devil. Well, anyway, the movie looks good from the trailer. I think it looks better than the previous Evil Dead film, which was fine. There was some weird, creepy shit than that. Like, there was the basement filled with cats hanging from the ceiling. Oh, hang on. Better play. It's not playing. Why isn't it playing? Oh no. Our audio drops aren't working. Hang on. Let me just check in with Pen, see if our audio drops are working.
Hey, buddy. Nice podcast.
It is cool.
Your audio drop said this is a 10-year-old movie. You're not playing the spoiler music.
Damn it! But that's why. Okay, fine. It's not even the movie I'm spoiling. It's the trailer. It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. All right. So there's the cats hanging from the ceiling in the basement, and then the other part that will stick with me from that movie is when she's licking the utility knife and splitting her tongue in two.
Yeah, the bit that got me was when the basement door's obviously chained and it's very slightly open and you can see her like poking out with the wide eyes and
that's classic Evil Dead. That's what you need from Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, I appreciated that it was in there, but it was creepy as fuck.
See, what I'm liking about this one, I think it's looking like it's more back to civilization rather than being in a cabin in the woods, which is sort of like a couple of the Evil Dead games. Where it's like in a city and stuff like that. I think that'd be nice if it's setting up that kind of direction, I think. Even though I think this would be I think it's going to be solely focusing on this family. And at first I was looking up the people who are in the film and like, hang on, is this filmed in Australia? Because the two leads are both Australian. But of course, it's Sam Raimi. It's involved, so it's filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He films everything in New Zealand now. Like even the Ash vs. Evil Dead series was filmed in New Zealand because Xena and that in New Zealand. So back then even. But anyway, back to the literal devil, Nick. Has it been taxing doing his mental fit challenge, or is it getting easier, worse?
The first exercise thing was 100% the worst.
Yeah.
Because that was squats, then jumping jacks. And I think I made it worse for myself because I'd done the squats first. Or no, I'd done a set of squats first. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze.
This is not getting cut.
Apparently not. I'm not going to sneeze. I think I done it wrong, but I done all the sets of squats first and then all the sets of jumping jacks.
Yeah.
But I'd done the sets of squats twice because I started doing the exercise, had to go and do something, and then came back and was like, right, I'm just going to start this from the beginning. So my legs hurt. That was day one.
Yep.
That was a week ago as of tomorrow.
Is it been that long already? Are we that far into the new year?
Yeah, it hurt.
Yep.
The second lot on the Wednesday wasn't too bad because that was arms mostly. That was push-ups and crunches. Crunches I find really hard because I don't know if my form's right for it. And so that was supposed to be like 15 sets, but after 8, I was very aware that I was pulling with my neck.
Yeah. What
I was
about?
I have to stop.
But see, I can't do push-ups at all. I can do one, maybe 2. I would fall flat on that, like literally onto my face. So you think push-ups are easier?
No. So let me clarify. Nick is very good at if you can't do this, modify it to this.
Okay.
And
yeah.
with push-ups, that's one where you had like 6 or 7 levels of modification. Yep. So for me, how I done it, I have to do it from my knees on an elevated surface.
Okay.
So I don't do it flat.
Yep.
I tried doing it from my knees flat, but even that was like nah. So I tried doing it with my knees just on the flat surface, and I couldn't. I was like, no, not even going to try this, because I feel like I learned my lesson with going too far on the Monday.
Breaking news! This just in. The spoiler music works again. I realised it was my fault, but continue.
And Fridays was ice skaters and lunges. It was supposed to be jumping lunges.
What are ice skaters besides the obvious?
You know so when you picture an Olympic ice skater, like racing down a mountain.
What?
Maybe it's a nice skier.
Okay, because ice skaters don't typically race down mountains.
No, I'm just trying to think of, that sort of
so you're thinking more
movement.
Of these people, not or the same.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to slalom anything or slalom? Slalom? I don't know how you pronounce that word. Did you have to go between alternating red and blue flags?
No.
Oh.
But.
And what was the other? The lunges.
It was supposed to be jumping lunges, but I can't do jumping lunges.
That sounds
I made it
like
hard enough doing the lunges.
That sounds like one step away from Miss Jade Simone jumping splits.
Exactly. Fuck. Jade could do them. I don't think anybody else could.
Any day of the week. Give her a number.
But yeah. I was really struggling with the lunges because my hamstrings were just still totally fucked. So yeah. And every other day it's just a walk. So
that's all right. I naturally just walk every day.
Yeah. I will say I am very much falling down on the drinking water aspect of things. I need to get better at that.
Yeah. I like to drink. Water's fine. I have no issue with it, even though I'm drinking a Pepsi Max right now.
As am I.
I noticed your Pepsi Max, right? You always drink it out of cans. What is cans versus bottles? Like 2-liter bottle. You don't go into that. You're down for the 24 pack of cans or some shit every time, is it?
Yeah. Like for a 2-liter bottle, it goes flat so quickly. Like, no.
But, okay. So you don't reckon you'd get through a whole bottle or a 1.25 liter, a smaller bottle before it goes flat? I'm just thinking economically here, or you don't care about the economics, you care about the flatness, or does it taste better to you in a can?
Maybe it's because if we ever did that when I was younger, we weren't allowed to drink enough Pepsi Max to get through the whole bottle.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, there's Pepsi Max in the fridge, and it's like, yeah, but it's been open for a week, it's flat.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's there. You need to use that up before we get more. And it's like,
Yep. See, my Pepsi Max bottle, 2-liter bottle that I just poured this into this, that doesn't last that long.
No.
It'll be gone before it's flat.
Yeah, and maybe I don't want to know that I'm drinking like 2 litres of Pepsi Max over a certain period of time. I like the pre-portioned cans. Thank you very much.
Hey, at least it's not full sugar. That's the word I'm looking for. Pepsi.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It's not like your popcorn. It's not like your sweet popcorn. They should do.
Exactly.
I wonder if they do unsweetened sweet popcorn, like a popcorn max. Like, because they do like stevia and stuff that you could put on it. Yeah, well, it wouldn't taste very nice. Just
Speaking
a couple
of weird
of
things,
tablets of equal.
Speaking of weird things like that, did you notice that on the last ICS stream, Paul was drinking from a Sprite nothing tumbler?
I didn't watch the actual stream, but that's very good that he is actually using it.
Yeah, I was like,
That's cool.
oh, that's the one, because I didn't know which one the boys took.
Yeah. Don't know who ended up with what. I the only reason I checked in on the stream was, one, to see if our pledge had been honoured yet, and two, to see what the Jock versus Nerd was.
Yeah, I don't ever think the Jock versus Nerd you're waiting for will be played on stream.
No, it shouldn't be played on stream, and it shouldn't be played with guests in the studio. I think that's the important things, but they're not aware of that. It can't be played on stream because none of their audio drops work.
Yeah.
Through Twitch, so I don't know if they're aware of that. Someone should tell them. A fellow podcaster. So Big Sexy, give Matt a call. Say, buddy, your audio drops, they don't work on Twitch.
Yeah, it's sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, Jacob, I can't hear a single fucking thing that's going on audio drop wise.
And that makes it so hard to try and find. I mean, it's at the end of the show, but try and find the start of the audio drop version. I do the same with Scoop Mail sometimes as well. And when Scoop Mail's playing because they got music, kind of like, our spoilers music, which wasn't working, but now is.
Yeah. No, it's just like, I want to sing along.
Yeah. But then I don't. I feel my problem with watching it live is, of course, it's at a time that is not suitable for Australia, but also it is bad for my podcast app because it means I'm not going to be listening to that podcast on the app, which it's purely a mental thing for me. It's like the collection is not complete if I haven't listened to it on the podcast app. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because now to me it feels weird to listen to Penn Sunday School on the podcast app. I'm like, where's the video? I want to watch it live.
Yeah. Oops.
Microphone abuse.
I understand that there's stuff that is cut out of the episodes from live to release on Sunday School, but I'm still big on the actual listening to the official episode. I think is what I'm into.
For me, it's good for going back and recording or screen capturing bits for reference, like for animatics or that sounds like a good bit that would inspire a good postcard.
Yeah. But you've got such a back catalogue of Sunday School to listen to anyway that it's all on the as a official podcast on the app as opposed to a Twitch broadcast.
Yeah, it's the thing is, it's going to take me so long to get through the backlog that I'll have to re-listen to these episodes on the app anyway.
Yeah, probably will by the time you get up to them again.
Yeah, it's the same with ICS.
How far into ICS are you now?
Oh, I think I'm still like 189 or something. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
Not far in the grand scheme of things.
You got a lot of lore to pick up on.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, because I know that the boys said you don't have to listen to the whole backlog.
Yeah, no, that's right.
But
there's a lot of good content in there. That's the thing.
I know.
See, I wasn't aware of when we were walking around Vegas, right? I wasn't aware of how little of the back catalogue you'd actually listen to. So I'd made a couple of references and pointed out a couple of things. that, looking back now, it's kind of awkward. Like walking along, and there's like how they had the like the old newspaper boxes or whatever, like put in your quarter, take a newspaper, but they were just posted with like advertisements of like local places, usually girly places, right?
Yeah.
And I say, Little Darlings, and I made a joke about that, which is where it's like 18-year-olds or something. So I'm like, oh great, Brogan's probably thinking something really weird about me right now.
I don't even think I caught the reference. I just thought you were pointing out, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Because it was weird at the time, and I noticed that you didn't sort of react to it. So I was like, "All right, we'll keep away from that for whatever reason." That was weird.
Am I going to be able to catch up to the backlog by the next time I'm in Vegas? Probably not.
No, I don't believe so.
No.
I went back to work this week.
Oh, why?
Because I had to. not by choice. But I think that's why my knee is fucked. Because I hadn't done anything for a long time. But then again, I really didn't do much. It's mostly just walking is what I did. So
sometimes that can mess your knee up, though.
It was 2 days, right? So on the Thursday, went to this place. It's a school, a primary school. It's not open yet, so it's being built. So it's like probably like K through to year 6 or something like that, 6th year. And this was just the kindergarten / pre-primary block. And when me and my colleague got there was no power at all. The power company had shut off the power, so it wasn't even the site, it was the whole neighborhood. So first day of work, very easy, just walking around, writing down some shit. And that was only a few hours worth of work. Came home, did some computer work, basically, some paperwork. And then the next day, because I was with my colleague again, all I was doing was walking around with an iPad, not doing any actual work, just typing in the numbers that he read out to me, which is great. So it's just a lot of walking around, but I feel bad for these kindergartners because they've got all this kindergarten stuff in there, but I was injured by something in there. And not this is not the knee. This is something else. Like I bumped my leg into it. It's like something made completely out of wood. It's like these kindergartners are going to die before they make it through first grade. It's like I bled from this. I think there is some form of bump on my leg as well.
I think all that means is that you're weaker than a kindergartner.
That is true, but it does not discount that the kindergartners still may die.
You're just I know, but hey.
Yeah. This is a very weird area as well. I guess it's more of a new kind of suburb that's being built up because the only things nearby, there's one service station, there's a Hungry Jack's, aka Burger King, and a liquor store. I couldn't find any supermarkets that close because I was like, I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Rob, you wait here for me. You can keep working if you want. And there's nowhere, so I had to go to the service station and pay an exorbitant price for a drink because I wasn't going to drive for 15 minutes.
I mean, I was going to say, did you not go to Hungry Jack's and just get like a Pepsi or something?
Hungry Jack's does the Coke range, and I don't particularly like. But I didn't want a full sugar thing. I wanted a sugar free. So I went to the service station and I got it was an energy drink. It might have been a Mother brand. I don't think it was a Monster. Yeah, it was guava flavored, whatever it was. And I was actually quite happy with it. And this was after being at Christmas, talking to my brother who was having a alcoholic beverage with energy drink, Rockstar energy drink, guava flavored. I said to him, I don't like guava or guava flavored. I guess I lied because it was all right.
There you go.
I think what I don't like is do you have cruisers, the alcoholic
oh mate, you're asking the wrong
or
person
breezes?
about that.
They're like a pre-mixed bottle of crap, basically. There's a guava flavor of one of them, and I didn't like that one time. I think that's what shaped my opinion of guava. I've never eaten actual guava, so I might like guava.
I don't think I have either, so I don't know. I can't comment.
2023, year of eating guava. I'm calling it now.
So for you, it's the year of guava. For me, it's the year of the hunky boys eating guava.
Oh, yes. Yep. Who's February? Oh, we know who February is. Is there going to be a guava in that?
There can be.
Yeah. Only if it brings something to the art.
Yeah. Only if it speaks the language of cinema / art.
Yeah. I was talking about this the other day when I picked up Kez from work. Her friend at work, they were talking about Jurassic Park and like the new Jurassic World, because we recently watched the third Jurassic World movie. Piece of shit, don't like Crispy Rat at all. That wasn't a great movie anyway. And it reminded me of, the language of cinema and all that, the Paul Mattingly ICS bit. And it triggered the memory of when on the Jock vs. Nerd Day in 2018, where we went to the baseball match with the guys, Kez was wearing a mashup shirt from like one of the Shirt of the Day website kind of things. And it was a mashup of Mario Odyssey and Jurassic Park. Because in Mario Odyssey, he can like possess a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And so, it was relevant. And there was a security guard, a young guy, probably mid-20s. He saw Kez's shirt and he was like, "Oh, I liked the movie. The new movie was great." And it's like, "Oh, we haven't seen it yet." And I say to him, "Do you believe it spoke the language of cinema?" And of course, Matt and Paul would just like crack up laughing. And the guy's like, "What?" And it's like, "Oh, did you like the movie?" It's like, "Yeah, I just said that." But yeah, it was a perfect opportunity to bring up that line, of course.
Whenever I think about it, I think of your bit on Piff Pod, where they were talking about the Batman.
Oh, the Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Piff had no idea about that. Yeah.
But yeah, and Piff was talking, you're like, I have one question that, will make a lot of sense for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Does it speak the language of cinema? And Matt's like, oh, I don't know. And then had to explain it to Piff. That's Paul Mattingly's thing. We're not going to phone him and ask him.
No.
And then I went out loud, "Boo, cowards!"
Yeah, they totally should have.
Yeah, because for anybody who doesn't know, the last time that they phoned Paul Mattingly on it, it was to ask him about Star Trek 4, with the one with the whales.
The voyage home, yeah.
And he talked for like ages. I think Matt had to hang up on him.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was so good.
So you think you've had some bad scoopities? Sorry, a bad scoopity. But I've had some questions that I thought were hilarious that just fell flat, right, in scoops. Like, I think one of them, like, Paul should have even picked up on it. It was like, if it was an animal, what animal would Star Trek be? And clearly a blue whale from Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have gotten that without
I know.
us talking about it. But
it's on me.
It's one of these ones. It's one of these ones that in the moment when you know the context, you're like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious."
Yeah. It's like asking the guys what your favorite movie is. It's like, it sounds like a funny bit, I think. But I
still think my best set of questions were, did Penn say that?
Yes.
And the only one that was wrong was, "You really fucked up there, Gillette."
Yeah.
And it was Moxie that said it, and they're like, "Yeah, that sounds like Moxie."
That makes sense. I think my favourite scoopity I sent in was the one that was Bucket Show themed, because it ended up being a trip down memory lane for them. It's like they weren't even competing with each other. They were like helping each other with the answers and everything. It was great.
Oh, I like those ones.
Yeah. See, I always wondered, right, how much money it would take back in the day when the Bucket Show Twitch broadcast was a thing. How much money would it take for them to be able to do that weekly? It's like, if I had the bankroll, how much would I have to pay them, to executive produce the show?
Yeah.
But I wonder how much they'd be like, "Yep, we could do it for this much weekly." And it would be a real thing with real production. Well, not that it didn't have real production by the time it was going. Yeah.
And are you talking how much per week? Like, how much per episode?
Kind of, yeah. Or,
I think it would have to be
the
about...
season. This is your budget for the season kind of thing.
I think it would maybe have to be about 10 grand an episode. Because I'm thinking 5 grand each. And that's just for Matt and Paul.
You're thinking they should be paid 5 grand each per episode?
Well, I'm trying to think, because you would have to take into account the fact that doing that means that they can't take certain types of work. Because they have to have this time off. Because they work in show business, so they have to work at night for the most part. So they can't
already doing the bucket show weekly, though.
I don't know. I mean, the 5 grand is more than they would get, because obviously they'd have to pay Spadone, they'd have to pay, production stuff. But, yeah.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Language of Cinema, Piff Pod, Scooperdies. Oh, how much it would take for them to do...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What did you say? Did you correct me?
No, I was like, cool.
Scooperdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought you corrected the way I said it, and I was like...
Yes, it's Scapardi.
Because I used to say Scooperty.
Scooperty with a T, not a D.
Yeah. Because I didn't realise it was Jeopardy.
Okay. That's because they're not answering every question in the form of a question. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I think they used to start off with saying, like, who is and what is.
Yeah. And we don't get Jeopardy here.
Oh, I'm sure it's on a cable channel. Come on.
No. I have never seen it on UK television at all.
On paid TV, there isn't like a game show network or something. There has to be.
There probably is, but that one isn't on it. There's a game show network. Now I'm having to look it up because I'm like...
Look, where can I watch Jeopardy in the UK? You can watch it on Netflix. You can watch Jeopardy on Netflix. There you go. It's in the UK. Enough said. Done.
That's not... So...
This may sound a little disjointed.
How long has it been on Netflix?
Yeah, this may sound a little disjointed because we had to stop recording for a second for some very important water bottle talk. So we couldn't remember what we were talking about, and we just got back into this with Scoopity. Scoopity. And now...
Right. Here we go. Is Jeopardy available in the UK? Worry not, though. As the case with a lot of shows, people outside of the United States can watch Jeopardy by using a VPN. It is not on UK channels.
Okay. Have you got access to Netflix right now on your phone or on your computer? Can you just see if Jeopardy is on there?
I would like to know if and when Jeopardy was added to Netflix.
I don't know, but I have watched one episode of Jeopardy on Netflix. I think it was Netflix. Pretty sure it was Netflix. Now it might be a Australian-only streaming service called Stan. It wasn't Disney
Looking
Plus.
for Jeopardy? We don't have that, but you might like this.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't have
Did it suggest you might like Jeopardy as opposed to Jeopardy? Okay.
No, I asked if I wanted to watch Bullshit, the game show. I'm like, but that's not got Penn and Teller on it, so what the fuck is the point?
There's a game show called Bullshit?
Yeah.
How are they able to do that? That name is, I think, can't use that name based on copyright.
I think that's why it's called Bullshit the Game Show.
Oh, okay.
And whereas it's not just Bullshit, and even then it's Penn and Teller Bullshit.
I've just had a brilliant idea for a game show.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it's about, but it's called Penn and Teller Fool Us the Game Show. Yeah?
No, it would have to be Fool Us the Game Show.
What about P and A-N-D-T, so Pandit the Game Show. Pandit Fool Us the Game Show.
We could work on that.
I don't know what it would be about.
No.
So you're familiar with Jackbox games to some degree,
yes.
Yeah? And you don't know Jack?
I've heard you talk about it, but I don't really know what it is.
Because there was a single series TV game show made based on You Don't Know Jack. And it was hosted by Paul Rubens as a character.
Oh, is that a Pee Wee Herman guy?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember much about it because I obtained it illegally. I'll admit that. Allegedly. I obtained a copy of it and I watched it and it was very poor quality. But I remember the show being funny. But I also remember that the contestants didn't grasp the idea of you don't know Jack. So a lot of it, they weren't sort of getting the questions, getting the humor and the point behind them. But something that these contestants might have understood while you've taken a bite of something is 5 words that sound cool when spoken by Brogan. There we go. I thought the music wasn't going to play like the spoilers. I've started it too early, haven't I? You know, in the meantime, let's play the spoiler music in the meantime.
I'm fine.
Okay, you good? All right.
I'm good.
The music has restarted.
Corvids. Warbler. Murder. Ostentation. Venue.
Did you notice a theme at all with these words?
Death.
Death.
There's a lot.
No.
It's a lot. It's very freaking morbid, to tell you that.
They're related to birds. Because corvids are crows.
Yeah.
Warblers are like Aussie magpies. They make that warbly kind of noise. A murder of crows. And ostentation, I can't remember what that collective noun is for what birds, and same with venue.
If it's not an ostrich, then I'll be very disappointed.
It is ostriches, and I think
Is
venue.
it really?
I think it is. And then a venue is a different type of bird.
There we go.
I should have written that down, shouldn't I? So, like, fun fact, I don't have all the facts for this fun fact. All right, we should go into some art talk to round out this episode. Now, I feel really bad. Because now I feel like I can't say the whole joking bit is like, if we had music for this, we would play music. Because now that Chris has shouted out to Justin, that's not the idea whatsoever. So, Justin, no, don't. This is not asking you or anyone to do anything. It's just I thought it was funny every time. That's all. But
we made a joke and it backfired. Please do not feel pressured to do anything.
It's never going to happen again. I'm never going to say it again, except for maybe in a couple of weeks' time. We'll see. But yeah, art talk. This past weekend, or this was current weekend for us, it was the bi-weekly P&T bit.
Yes, yeah. I forgot that was this weekend because I posted early.
I thought, yeah.
My leeway is Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I can post any of those 3 days. But yeah, I posted on Friday because I decided to post my backup piece.
Your reserves, the bench. Not that it's like a bench warmer piece. It's good pieces.
Thank you. And it was a twofer. It was a twofer to start off 2023. And in my defence, I did redraw. All right, okay. It's from Borderlands 3. It's Pain and Terror, which are the Penn and Teller parodies in Borderlands 3.
That just sounded like you said Penn and Teller twice.
Yeah, probably.
Pain and Terror.
Pain and Terror. Yeah. Pain voiced by Penn Jillette, Terror voiced by no one because he doesn't speak.
Correct.
And an extra piece with the character Ramsden, who is voiced by Teller and sings We're on the Blood Path Now, and that bit cracks me up. I have not played that far in the game because I can't play those games. I have tried. I'm very bad at them. So I have had to watch it on YouTube, and it's delightful.
I very much enjoy Borderlands games. And
I want to like them so much, and I just... Yeah. I like the games. I like the world. I like the aesthetic. I like them. I just cannot play them.
See, I was going to say maybe it's easier playing with other people, but I'm fine playing it by myself or in co-op. So, but I was going to say you can't even just. Well, I tell you what. No, but you're not going to want to because your whole achievement thing. I was going to say you can just drop into my session so you can play their parts because it is deeper into the game. So it's not like you can just boot up and play it.
And yet another reason for me to sort out my side.
Yeah. sort out your side PSN login.
Yes.
You know, the one you go to for the dirty stuff that you're not going to have your regular one do.
Mainly what I'm thinking is, which tying back to earlier, is so that we can play Evil Dead the game.
I totally forgot about that. I forgot that it existed even.
Yeah.
But I haven't picked it up.
We need to look at that. But yeah, so that was done. So because I'd originally drawn Pain and Terror with their original design sketches, which had Terror's head on fire. And it looked so good. I was so happy with that bit. And I'm like, oh, damn. I'm
gonna have to look that up. The original sketches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone's done it there as well. Some visual art. Oh, unless that is the actual previs.
That might be.
It looks like his head might be on fire, but it looks like it could just be a glow behind him.
It could be
terror.
Let's see if I got the drafts.
I do like all the visualizations of the posters and of them around the whole world in there. I guess we call it a stage in their area.
Mm-hmm. It's a great looking bit. Like the whole, just all of it. All of Borderlands looks great, and I love that Penn and Teller are in it.
I just can't remember what it's called. What is that area called? I forget. Ugh.
I just remember the Agonizer 9000.
Carnival of Carnage. Something. I can't remember what it is now.
Carnival of Carnage sounds right.
Yeah, it might be it. All right, you've just sent me the... Yeah, see, I do prefer the new one. The redo, as you're calling it. You've had some more practice with hunky boys, drawing some hunkies. So
I think Penn's waist looks better. I think
the colours I think are better as well.
Yeah, because the original one was colour picked from the thing, and I think that was maybe a mistake.
Yeah,
I think it makes it look weird in that palette.
Yeah, and also being profile versus 3/4 straight down the camera on Penn's head is better as well, being how he's looking in this one. Mm-hmm. And also Terra is like facing dead on straight. It's almost too perfect. People don't hold their heads like that. So
yeah, because it's not far off to how that look. Well, I suppose his head is kind of tilted in the second one.
Yeah. It's at a more natural angle.
Yeah. So I'm quite. I think holding off on it was the right move, and I think redoing it was the right move. I kept Ramsden as is because I think he looked quite good anyway. I like
the Ramsden.
Mm-hmm. And he's holding the gun that you win when you complete that mission.
I don't think I've done that mission. I haven't finished the game. Either that, I didn't realize at the time, which would be surprising.
Yeah, because it's very easy. If you know Teller's voice, it's very easy to tell it's Teller.
Exactly, yeah. We would know.
So I was very proud of that.
And then you also drew another magician as well. You drawed another magical person.
I did. So last week's Penn Sunday School live stream wasn't technically a live stream, it was pre-recorded, but it had Michael Carbonaro on it. And it was from when Carbonaro was doing Penny Carbonaro.
Yeah.
Penny Carbonara, as it should have been called. So he was on Sunday School for that, and he kept talking about stuff. He was mentioning the fact that he kept mentioning he was gay in the show, and they just thought this was really funny, like in the Penn and Teller show, and talking about breaking bottles and
bottles.
The fact that this guy can't break bottles as a euphemism for gay. It was just so funny.
I haven't listened to these episodes yet.
Oh my god, you really need to. So I just felt compelled to draw him with the caption, "I don't think this man has ever broken a bottle in his life."
Yeah. Very confusing caption for me there. I do like how you've got the rainbow and the little, I was going to call it a king hat, but there's a word for king hat, crown, above his head.
I haven't done that kind of thing in a while.
Or something.
It's something I done a long time ago when I done basic doodle sketches of Matt, Penn, Piff, Godot. I think they all had like an icon above their head.
Yeah.
Way back when.
I have to say that what he's wearing confuses me a bit because there's no collar on it. Does that mean it's like a bathrobe? What is it?
It's like a cardigan.
Cardigan. Okay, yep, that makes sense to me now. I get it.
It's what he was wearing in the live stream.
Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense then.
Yeah.
Which I assume is still available to view on Twitch.
It should be. It should be. I
Because they
think
don't
it stays
stay
up
up there
for at least.
forever, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. All right. What about, and you also had, of course, the Pinhead Dr. Nick. Anything else that I'm missing that I haven't spotted on your social media accounts?
Nothing on my socials, I don't think. I often forget what I've posted and what I haven't.
Yeah.
Uh,
You did something based around an ICS title card?
Oh yes, I haven't posted it yet. So, Slaking, who does the ICS title cards, sometimes run things past me to say, "Does this look okay?" It's like a second pair of eyes. So he sent me the one for Children of Vegas, which is a title card. The fact that it's got breakdancing Matt Donnelly on it was me, because he had done an original mock-up and said, "Oh, it was this or breakdancing Matt Donnelly." I said, "Are you really going to deny the world breakdancing Matt Donnelly?" And it was
People
like,
need it.
"You're so right." Yeah. So
Not gonna lie, it may be the turning point of the world finally reaching peace amongst countries. It could be.
Yeah, we might be able to be okay now. So I done a sketch up, and I've just sent it to you, which I haven't posted because I didn't want to step on any toes or anything. But I done it in case he was like, he couldn't find line art and stuff. So
I don't think it's going to load for me. It's doing that weird thing. Messenger.
Oh, damn.
There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's doing the whole one-hand handstand with the legs in that weird kick-out pose. And he's got a gooseneck hand as well.
Yeah.
Swan.
Yeah.
B-boy Matt Donnelly in his Lululemon. Is that what they are? Lululemons? Yeah.
Yep. Because he showed them off on stream as well.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So I'll post it for this episode going up.
Yeah. Last week or this, I can't remember now. Time is a blur since having so much time off. Slaking reached out to me as well about a title card, and he ended up saying, "Oh, it's okay. I've got an idea, so it's fine." I was like, "I'll reach out if you need anything." And he sent me basically the title card just with the big Las Vegas "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign on it, and the titles, and that was it. He's like, if you can you? I liked how he explains things. He's always like, "Are you familiar with the term eye bleach?" I'm gonna have to bring up exactly what he said because it was a little bit weird. Not weird, but at first I thought it was completely related to the episode, but it wasn't at all. Hey, where are we? Slaking. There we go. One of the first things was he asked if I can open layered Photoshop documents. So, yes, I definitely can do that. The subject of Reddit eye bleach came up on the show. This is where you go to a subreddit with pictures of cats and dogs, etc., to erase whatever else you may have seen on another subreddit. And I'm like, yes, I'm familiar with eye bleach. And then it's suggested, what do you think of filling the background with my signature cute cats and things like that? It's like, I can do that. But I'm thinking, how much time have I got to do it? Because I didn't realize the episode was coming out that day or later, that night or whatever. I'm trying to look for the example. He said why you might need to see eye bleach. There we go. He said, imagine you've seen the leaked photo of some footballer's misshapen penis. Like, say, American quarterback Brett Favre. It kind of looks like a railroad spike from the blunt end, allegedly. So I'm thinking they've talked about this on the episode as well.
Yeah.
Random bit, which is hilarious that they're not. But yeah, so it's suggested and I'm thinking, yeah, I can do my cute animals and that, but I think that not all my animals don't always look cute because it's the giant round blank eyes. So I've changed up the style a bit and gone closer to yours with the almost oval dash dots for eyes, but I've expanded them a bit bigger. And I'm thinking that might become my regular animal look for some animals.
I did think, I was like, there's Yeah, because the pig I know that you've done with the dashed before.
Yes, the pig I
that's what
brought
it is.
directly in. That
Yeah.
was the exact same pig. Oh yeah, I did. Did I? I had done it with just the dashes. Interesting. I wasn't aware of that.
Because I think you had done it from a comic about cops or murder or something like that.
Yeah. It was a Scoop John B comic.
Yeah. I think 100% stick with dashes because damn man, they look cute.
Yeah, even my traditional dog, my standard dog is looking better, looking cuter. And there's one cat that's sort of laying on its back, front paws in front, back legs sort of like opened, I guess is the way. Akimbo, yes. And I sent that through, and I had made a single edit to it, and Slaking was like, maybe add a butthole. It's like, already on it, bro. I said, I already added it. Just the little cross.
I think my absolute favorite is the llama.
The llama, yes. Just peeking out behind the word I.
Yeah, he's cute.
Yeah, I do like the llama. That one actually took me the longest to work out how I wanted to draw it, because there was a few different versions of that llama before settling on how it looks. Other than that, just a couple of comics that will get released this week, so we could go into the not so good at this podcast portion.
Yeah,
all right. Let me share my screen with you. So the first one is, I'll get you to read the last panel. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I need to do something else as well.
Not so good at this.
First comic we're looking at today is comic number 414, working title, Ashes, and it's 4 panels long. In the first panel, now I just have to say, I was forced to draw this comic by patron Jesse M, and if I didn't, then I would be dead people particles. That'll make sense when the comic is read. Now, this comic is directly related to when I was working at the crematorium. I wasn't working at a crematorium. I was doing work at a crematorium. Anyway, the first panel, we see a guy carrying a box filled with ashes with some bones sticking out of it that just says Dead Peeps on it. And behind him, we see a big machine, a cremator, says Burn-O-Matic. And then it says, I was working at the crematorium when it happened. In the second panel, we can see a close-up of his hand, and he's got a cut on his hand, and there's little dead people particles going into the cut. I cut my finger, and dead people ashes got in. Now I'm gaining their powers. And in the last panel, the doctor is talking to him and saying,
I don't know how, but you've contracted that dead guy's cancer.
That's the comic. See, now this was I realized it comes around, it's Evil Dead related. Because in Evil Dead 2, when they're given a recap, the evil got into my hand and I had to cut it off. That's directly inspired by that. I cut my finger and the dead people ashes got in. I do like the dead people particles being pointed out, because otherwise they're just like little black dots. And how good is that cut? You can't see it, listener, because this is an audio format. Just the blood.
The blood
I really like the blood
is,
splatter.
Yeah, it's A+.
Yeah.
Not so good at this.
And the next comic we're looking at is comic number 415, working title, Body of Christ. It's 3 panels long. In the first panel, we see a woman, lady, girl. We'll say a woman, because a girl sounds a bit too young. So a woman walks into the church, and she's saying to the priest, I'm here for the body of Christ. And in the second panel, the priest responds,
Sorry, my child. Holy Communion is on Sundays.
And in the last panel, we see she is approached Jesus and saying, not what I meant. That's the comic. And that comic is big thanks to Patreon supporter Scoop John B, who prefers their body of Christ leavened. I don't know what that means. I think it's of suggestive of something, possibly. I don't know. But Scoop John B certainly knows. Oh, I guess the only thing I was about to start wrapping up, because we're getting a bit long here, even though we had a couple of breaks, is I already shouted out some peeps on Twitter, people who drop into my comic streams on Twitch, because I actually spent enough time streaming to become an affiliate, which just means more work for me. I applaud myself.
Very proud.
Yes. But yeah, it just means I need to actually make some emotes and that. So yeah, I mean, it was you and Scoopstronaut who were the original 2 that would constantly be in the streams.
Yeah.
And Scoop John B dropping in every now and then as well. And lately there's been more people, which obviously is what brings it up to affiliate. But yeah, look, this could be your future. The only reason why me and Brogan, I think, are friends is because Brogan would stop by the streams.
Yeah, I forced my friendship on you.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that if you drop in my stream, we're going to start podcasts together. We're going to start an art relationship and things like that. But you may be a stream friend. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not saying we're going to go on 7-Eleven walks.
No, that's my thing.
Yeah. Brogan would be very upset. I think Chris dropped in on a 7-Eleven walk or two, though, didn't he? When we were going from the Orleans.
He might have done, yeah.
Yeah. I can't really remember. Anyway, if you want to drop in on the streams, I've changed. I haven't updated my schedule yet, but it's 7:30 a.m. West Australian time, which kind of works a little bit better for Scottish time. A little bit, I say, as you didn't drop in the latest stream. You know, the one that got me over the line to affiliate. Thanks,
I know.
Brogan.
I know. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so it's an hour earlier than what it used to be. I figure because of daylight savings time for certain places, it works a bit better. Look, it's at Wayne Geo, twitch.tv/Wayne Geo. And /schedule. Then you can see exactly when I'm streaming in your local time zone. But you can also hit us up on social media at NicePodBud. You can talk to us. You can vote whether you prefer salty or sweet. Well, let's not say so. Let's say sweet or savory. Should we have an option there as well, saying fuck popcorn altogether?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We'll do that as well. But you know what? You can also go to our website, nicepodbud.com, and there's a thing up the top that says buy our stuff. And you know what? You should. Because there's some stuff there. Simple as that. I'm not going to get any more deeper than that. You can check out our shit and see if you like any of it. But you can also talk to Brogan directly on all forms of social media where they exist at 7 Billion Needles. Wrong button.
I just saw
outro. I saw outro and I hit it. At 7 Billion Needles.
And as previously mentioned, you can find Wayne at Wayne Geo.
Yeah, well, previously mentioned. It was only mentioned about Twitch. That was all. But yeah, I'm at Wayne Geo on social media platforms.
Changed.
No, it hasn't changed. Don't bother looking for me on Facebook. But not so good at this, I guess, on Facebook. Because that's where you find my comics and that. But yeah, other than that, thanks for... No, it's too early to say that. So we'll just sit here and wait for the music to run out because... Well, I'm not really sitting here and waiting, am I? I'm just talking.
No, you're just...
Warbling like a warbler.
gabbing.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
As always, stay fresh, cheese bags.